Welcome to Cat Scratch Kitchen. Today's recipe is an easy copycat of Pioneer Country Gravy Mix. With this mix, you can make a rich and creamy white country gravy that Southern cooking is famous for. Top your biscuits, country fried steak, mashed potatoes, and more for that homemade Southern flavor. Sound good? Then grab your apron and let's get started. Okay, you're not going to believe how fast this comes together. We have 2 cups of flour. I have a cup of dry milk, 1/4 cup of cornstarch or corn flour, depending on where you live, a tablespoon of black pepper, and a tablespoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, and a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. Now I'm just going to whisk it all together, make sure it's well combined. And that's all there is to it. Now you can store it in a canister or jar that's airtight, and it'll keep about 6 months for you. Now I'll show you how to use it. Okay, first thing you need in your saucepan is 2 tablespoons of some sort of fat. You can use oil, you can use butter, you can use sausage or bacon grease. What I happen to have here is some sausage grease. Go ahead and just let that melt down. Now if you're using bacon fat or sausage grease, it will add just a little more depth of flavor to your gravy, but it has enough seasonings in the gravy mix itself to where it's still just as good if you don't have that and you're just using oil or butter. Now once it's all melted, we're going to add our gravy mix. This is what I keep my gravy mix in. And we're going to add 3 tablespoons of the gravy mix. And on medium-low heat, we're just going to mix it together and let it cook off the flour flavor a little bit, the raw flour flavor, and you're actually making a roux. You see, it looks almost like a paste, but we want it to heat up and kind of bubble around the edges because we do want to cook off the flour. Otherwise you get this raw taste of flour and you'll be like eating wallpaper paste instead of gravy. See, it's bubbling, cooking off that flour taste. Now we're going to whisk in a cup of milk, or you could use water because you've already got milk concentrate, dried milk, in your gravy mix. And this is just making a little batch of gravy. You can multiply the quantities and make as big a batch as you need to make. And now we're going to cook it until it'll start to simmer a little bit and thicken. And when it reaches the thickness you like, we'll go ahead and take it off and serve it over some biscuits. Now you can see it's nice and smooth and thick. It's a great way to not have lumpy gravy. Got some good fake Bisquick biscuits. We'll just pour our great gravy over the top. Right before you take it off the flame, you might want to check it just to make sure the salt is to your level that you like. And then I'll put a link for the Bisquick mix down in the description in case you want to make some biscuits. And just that easy, you have the basis for a great gravy right in your pantry. You can store it in an airtight container for up to 6 months. I hope you enjoyed this copycat recipe, and I'd love to hear how you liked it in the comments. As always, the recipe is just below the like button, along with a link so that you can print it out. Don't forget to take a second to subscribe so you don't miss our next great recipe. Until next week, have fun in the kitchen.